everyone! I'm Archuan, a part-time self-taught artist. I mainly draw fan art for Genshin, Honkai, Zenless, and also anime. Previously, I mainly focused on rendering and coloring. But after a while, I started feeling like something was off. My drawings felt kinda stiff, and I realized I was stuck drawing certain angles and poses without really understanding human proportions. So, I thought, why not do some sketch practice? And that's what I've been up to these past few months. In this video, I'm just gonna share how I do my sketch practice. Nothing too fancy, just my personal experience and habits. So, before we jump into sketching, the first thing we need to do is gather some references. We all see human body every day, and we're quite familiar with it. But at the same time, the human body and the proportions of each part can be kinda tricky because we don't have a perfect 3D model in our brains. That's why references are super important. So now we've got a bunch of reference pictures. What I like to do is drag them into a note app and sort them by gender, age, clothing style, and stuff like that. Like, I'll put all the tall, sexy, cool women references in the top left corner, and the cute, medium height, outgoing girls, ones in the bottom left. The boys' references go somewhere else. This way, I can easily match the right reference to the character I want to draw. For example, if I'm drawing Arlecchino from Genshin, who gives off that cool, tall, and dangerously irresistible vibe, I'll pick a reference from the top left. Okay, so to start the sketch, I grab a thick brush with some opacity and sketch out the basic shapes: head, chest, waist, hips, and limbs. I try to capture the overall vibe of the pose, whether it's relaxed, lively, graceful, or seductive, without stressing too much about accuracy at this point. On the same layer, I keep going with sketching using the default HB pencil, starting with the head to refine the body structure a bit more. I will also add a cross line to show the direction and angle of the face. After the head, I mark the shoulder positions and connect them with a curved line. I usually imagine the chest as a 3D wedge, with the side triangle indicating the side of the human chest. I found this idea really helps to make the anatomy look three-dimensional, as previously I always drew humans so flat. I use another block to define the direction of the hips, similar to the chest but upside down. Then I go back to the shoulders and arms, marking the joints and connecting them with lines. For the legs and feet, same as with the arms. I start with the joints and connect them with lines. Now, move on to the final sketch draft. I create a new layer and use the same but smaller size brush to finalize the body. The previous thicker and bigger brush was great for rough sketches, but now I want clean and accurate lines. I also add details like the character's hair and clothes in this stage. Sometimes, I'll stick to the character's original design for the clothing, and other times, I'll go with what the model is wearing if it suits the character's personality. Alright, now we're moving on to the final sketch. I use a studio pen from inking to draw the lines. When I do the lining, I work on several layers. I draw adjacent parts, like the face and hair, on different layers, so I can easily erase any overlapping lines. This keeps me relaxed while drawing and helps me get the overlaps just right. I use an outline brush, which is preset in the program. For some drawing programs on the computer, you can set the effect on the layer setting, but the program I am using, Procreate, does not have the setting yet, so I will share in the end of this video how to set up. During the refining stage, I go for a black and white manga style, inspired by some of my favorite works, like Dungeon Meshi. I usually thicken the outer lines and intersection points to give a sense of volume and distance. Then, I use fine lines to add detail. For areas near the light source, I'll use a textured eraser to create a soft, fading effect. For the outline brush setup, here's what I do. First, copy an existing brush. I'm using the studio pen for this. Then, head over to the brush settings and choose grain. Set it to texturized and change the blend mode to hard mix. Next, go to the rendering section, adjust the burnt edges to the max, and switch the blend mode to darken. And that's it. Now you've got a new brush that'll make your life way easier. Have fun with it. And that's it for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching throughout the sketching process. All right, catch you later. Bye.